Good morning. I'm Michelle. Welcome to today's class. Today's class is an all-level Vinyasa flow. If you're ready, let's get started lying on our backs. Coming into Shavasana. Unless you notice you have a big space between the low back and your mat, I would suggest bending the knees, placing your feet a little wider, maybe the width of your shoulders, and allowing your knees to drop in. And just use these next few moments to connect to your breath, to ground, and to let go of wherever it is you came from, and let go of wherever it is you have to be when you leave here. Taking this time for self-care, mind, body, spirit. We'll take a few cleansing breaths together. Big inhale through your nose. Open up your mouth and let it go. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it go. Verbal exhale. Last one, just like that. We'll start to activate our Ujjayi breathing, where we breathe in and out of our nose, contracting the muscles in the back of our throat, making our breath intentional. A little bit of force. Inhale, feel the length and expansion. Exhale, feel the contraction and tightness in your powerhouse. Inhale in, let the belly drop down into the spine. Move breath through the sides of the waist and up across the collarbones. Exhale, contract, squeeze belly to spine, ribs in and down. On your next inhale, Mula Bandha, the space between your sit bones. Draw that in, start to float your arms out and back behind you. Exhale, bring your legs together. Contract, squeeze belly, ribs, diaphragm. Inhale, flex the feet. Reach with your fingertips back. Press your back down. This is what you want to feel in your standing poses. You want to feel the energy of your breath moving into the back body, not lifting away, but pulling back. On an exhale, bring your knees in, either one at a time or both at the same time. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders and squeeze yourself into a tight little ball. Take one hand on each knee or grab opposite hands, wrists, elbows, or somewhere in between. On an inhale, lower your head down, draw your navel to your spine, and as you exhale, look over your right shoulder. Take your left arm up and over your head, breathing into your left lung. Where your awareness goes, your breath will flow. Exhale fully and completely, all the way to empty. And at the bottom of empty, hollow scoop the belly, gaze back forward. Exhale as you squeeze. And then we'll inhale, left ear to the mat and right arm up and over your head. Energize the right fingers. Breathe into the right lung. And exhale fully and completely. Inhale, gaze back, hand back, belly in. Exhale, rock it side to side. Point and flex your feet a few times. Roll around your ankles once or twice. And then we'll take the hands by our side. We'll lift the legs to tabletop and we'll just tap the toes down and in a few times, just to warm up the low back muscles. Inhale and exhale. Just 2 more. If you wanted to use your hands, you could use your hands, and maybe the toes touch, maybe they don't. Bring the knees in, bring your hands to the top of the knees, and circle your knees around, warming up the hip joints. If you hear any clicking in your hips, make your circle smaller and move slower and breathe deeper. Reverse your direction. And then bring just your right knee in and stretch your left leg out long. Roll around your right ankle a few times to the right and left. And with your left hand, you'll guide your right knee over to the left. Reach with your right fingertips to the right. The goal is to keep your right shoulder down and to maybe get that right knee down, but not to force the knee. At the beginning of the inhale, pull your navel to your spine. Draw your tailbone towards the heels. And as you exhale, feel the contraction. And on your next inhale, bring it back to center. Bring your left knee in and stretch your right foot out to the top of the mat. Roll around your left ankle and reverse it. With your right hand, guide your left knee to the right. Anchor your left shoulder, stretch with the left knee in opposite directions. Notice how the breath becomes a little compromised here. Just try to breathe a little bigger each time. Try to exhale a little slower each time. Inhale your way back to center, bringing both knees back in, taking the hands behind the back of your legs. Begin to rock and roll up and down your spine a few times. Inhale back and exhale forward. 2 or 3 more. And then we'll rock ourselves right up to seat. Easy cross legs, sitting up nice and tall. And we'll inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. And on an exhale, bring the palms to touch. And as the hands come down, cross the face, close your eyes. And take this moment to set an affirmation or an intention for your practice. Something that keeps you focused in this moment on your breath. Cultivating a heart full of gratitude for the practice, for your body, the ability to move the body the way we're about to, and gratitude for this moment. On your next inhale, sweep with the arms up. And exhale, twist. Bring your right hand behind you and your left hand on your right knee. Not to rest any weight on this right hand, but just to reach with the right hand, opening up the right shoulder and gently guiding the left shoulder in the opposite direction. Pulling belly back. Inhale, reach with your arms up. And exhale, twist to the other side. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind you. One more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhale with the arms back up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Take your hands to your knees and begin to circle around. Inhaling and exhaling like your cat-cows. As you inhale and go forward, arch your spine, move your heart forward. As you exhale, going back, draw your belly back and your heart back. And then reverse your direction. Inhale and exhale. Feel free to exaggerate this even more. And then we'll switch the cross of our legs and just move forward and back a few times. Just noticing how you feel, what shows up mentally, emotionally, physically. And bring it back to center, and we'll take the right arm and stretch it over to the left, and the left elbow, hug it in. Looking over your right shoulder, rolling around the right wrist, gazing center, bringing your left ear to the mat or to the shoulder, and then right ear to your right shoulder. Inhale, open up the arms, and exhale to the other side. Looking over your left shoulder, rolling around the wrist a few times. Bringing your left ear to your left shoulder and right ear to your right shoulder. And then bringing it back, we'll take the hands behind us, interlacing the fingers, pressing the palms together to open up a little more in the front body. Awesome. Inhale with the arms up. Exhale as you lean back, start to uncross your legs. We're going into reverse tabletop, so feet hip bone distance apart, fingertips behind you facing in. Lift up your hips, lift your gaze, and on an exhale, open up your mouth and like you are fogging a mirror. Inhale, inflate your belly, push away from the earth. Exhale, if you know lion's breath, lion's breath. One more breath in. Lion's breath is tongue to chin, gaze the third eye. On your next inhale, chin to chest. Slowly lower your seat down. You'll stretch your right foot over to the right corner of your mat and bring your left heel in. Sweep with the arms to the sky. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, reach through the fingers. And exhale, fold over your right leg. If you can grab your right foot, grab the right foot. But don't worry if you can't. Try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. Keep pulling your navel to your spine. Keep your foot flexed. One more inhale here. We'll slowly rise up and then extend the left foot to the left and bring your right heel in. Exhale, twist over the left leg. Inhale, reach up through the fingers. And exhale, fold. The best you can. Neck is nice and long. Steady your gaze or close your eyes. Following every little bit of your breath from the beginning all the way to the end. One more big inhale. On your next inhale, sweep with the arms up. Bring it back to center. Take both legs out in front of you, and then exhale, fold over your legs. Notice your toes. If your pinky toe went forward, try to pull the right pinky toe back, so it's as if you were standing on the ground from your big toe mound to your little toe mound. If you have a strap, place it around the ball of your foot to draw the toes back towards your face. If you can grab your feet, grab your feet. Nice long spine, no tension in your neck. One more deep breath in. On an inhale, we'll roll ourselves up, cross at our ankles, and roll over to all fours. We're just going to move forward and back a few times. Exhale back, get into your feet, the toes. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale, get into the wrist, pull your shoulders back, arch the spine like angry cat. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, arch like cow pose. Exhale, round like angry cat. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Bring it back to neutral and just gently dial your fingertips back for one full breath in. Lift your belly away from the mat. Wrap your ribs in and down towards the hip bones. Exhale fully and completely. And then we'll inhale, flip the palms up, either one at a time or both at the same time. Give your fingers a wiggle, make a fist. If you want to bring your fingers to face each other and bend and straighten the arms a few times, feel free, explore. We'll sit back towards the toes on the heels, giving the toes a stretch. Give the hands a little shake, and inhale, sweep the arms up. Touch the palms together at the top, and on an exhale, cactus your elbows. Steady your gaze on something above, or close your eyes. At the beginning of your inhale, Mula Bandha, the space between your sit bones. Pull the breath through the front body, stretching the front of the spine all the way up to the heart. As you exhale, cinch your waist. Wrap the ribs in and down towards your hip bones. Find length in the neck. On your next inhale, reach with the arms up. And exhale, bring your hands down, pick up the feet, and give it a little tap. Knees together, just move your hips left and right a few times. Deep breath in, and deep breath out. Tucking your toes, lifting your low belly, and lifting up to downward facing dog. So nice and slow. Pressing down with all 10 fingertips, hugging the arm bones in and back, lifting the hips nice and high, and rooting your heels towards the earth. Did he get a peanut? Oh. And if your heels don't touch, keep your knees soft. And if it makes sense, start to pedal out your heels, bending one knee and then the other. Shake your head no and yes. And focus here on your bandhas. So as you inhale, your lower belly lifts. As you exhale, your low ribs draw in and down towards the hip bones. Getting a little longer through the sides of your waist. Feeling your spine lift and lengthen rather than sink down towards the hips. Take one more deep breath in here. And on your next inhale, lift up your heels nice and high. Look to the top of your mat and take baby steps all the way up between the hands. When you get there, separate the 2 feet, hip bone distance, so about 2 fists. Soften your knees, grab opposite elbows, and hang heavy like a rag doll. Shake your head no, and your body no with you. Shake your head yes, and soften and bend the knees. And then just hang heavy. Let the weight of your elbows weigh heavy towards your toes. Feel the stretch in the side body around your armpits and lat muscles. Relax your face and your jaw. Observe where tension might be as we open up the back body and release tension. We're going to soften the knees, release your hands, and slowly round ourselves up, squeezing in with our feet. When you get there, roll your shoulders up and down your spine a few times. He must have put peanuts in the papaya tree. We're going to stand nice and tall in Tadasana. Close your eyes for a moment and just feel your way through from the ground up. Ground down into the big toe mound and the little toe mound. The inner and outer arches and the heels of your feet. Feel your kneecaps lift as the thighs firm up. Draw your tailbone down towards your heels as the hips stack over your ankles, your shoulders stack over your hips. Pull your belly back and feel a slight shift in your heart moving forward. On an inhale, reach out and up with your hand. Feel free to open up your eyes or keep the eyes closed. On an exhale, with the arms right by your ears, don't go back any further unless you can. Start to move back, stretching the front body without collapsing in the low back, but lifting the kneecaps, firming the thighs, and reaching through the fingers. 2 more inhales. It's on the exhale where we move into a little space. 1 more breath in. Inhale, the gaze moves forward. Soften your knees. Exhale, take your hands all the way out and down and forward fold. Bring your chin to your chest. Hollow and scoop your belly. And on an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, open up your mouth and all the breath out. You can pick your own verbal exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Open up the mouth, maybe lion's breath. Stick your tongue out. Inhale, last one. Verbal exhale, maybe fog a mirror, blow out candles. Inhale, soften the knees, place your hands down, step it back, high plank pose. Ground down with all 10 finger pads, shoulders over wrists, arm bones hug back and in towards each other. Draw your low ribs in and down towards the hip bones. Lift your low belly. Draw the flesh of your sit bones towards your heels. Firm the thighs into the back of your hamstrings. And breathe. 2 more breaths. Inhale, push away. Lift the low belly. Exhale, squeeze and wrap the ribs in. Squeeze and wrap your arms in. Firm up the thighs. So when we exhale is where we want to feel the tightness. We want to feel the engagement. The inhale, we want to feel the lift. We want to feel the grounding, but also the elevation. On your next inhale, we'll shift forward. Lower all the way down to your belly. Baby cobra pose, fingertips underneath your shoulders, tops of the feet down. If you like to bring your toes together, bring them together. On an inhale, press down into the tops of your feet and your hip bones and peel your chest away from the mat. Lift your hands away from the mat to maximize this pose. Feel your low belly lifting to the spine, and at the top of the breath, feel the collarbones broaden. Stretch with your arms back, lower your hands down, and bring your right ear to the mat. Give your hips a little wiggle. Take a full breath in all the way to the bottom of your belly. Feel your back body rise. Open up your mouth, verbal exhale. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Press down again with the tops of your feet. Separate your feet now. Inhale, traction. Your hands back towards your hips. Pull your heart forward. Lift your gaze. Make sure there's no wrinkles in the back of your neck. Make sure your shoulders aren't up by your ears. They're not all the way up or all the way down. They're just somewhere in the middle. On an exhale, lower all the way down and bring your left ear to the mat. Stretch with your arms back. Stay there. Bend your knees and rock your feet left and right. A nice way to warm up the back muscles. One more breath in, setting yourself up. Open up your mouth. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Separate the feet again, hip bone distance or a little wider. Press down with your hands and feet. Magnetize the two towards each other. Inhale as you lift your gaze and find your full expression. Straight arms or a little bend. Thighs down or thighs lifted. Your choice. One more deep breath here. On an exhale, we're going to lower the thighs if they're lifted. Pull the belly in, lift the hips, and find our way into child's pose, also known as our resting pose. So if you need a break at any time during your practice, come here. Reconnect with your breath, inhaling for at least 4, with a slight pause at the top, and exhaling for at least 4, with a slight pause at the bottom. On your next inhale, lift back up to all fours, preparing for downward facing dog. Toes tucked, low belly in, ribs in, upper arms hug in. Lift the knees and very slowly press into all 10 fingertips. Hug the arm bones in. Stretch your body back towards your thighs as the hips lift to the sky. Heels down, legs straight. Heels up, soften the knees. On an inhale, lift your right leg, back and up. On an exhale, round and curl. Bring your knee towards your belly, maybe your nose, maybe your forehead. Inhale with the right leg, straight back and up, and this time bend the knee and open up the hip. Look under your left armpit to keep the right shoulder from hiking up. Look at your left foot. Make sure the left heel didn't move to the left. Roll around your right ankle and reverse it. Inhale, lift up the left heel, stretch with your right leg, back and up. And exhale, bring your right knee to tap your right elbow. If you have a practice where you do inversions, feel free to fly. If you like to slide the knee down and up to strengthen and tone the core, do that. Inhale, right leg lifts. And then exhale, right knee taps your left elbow. And same thing. Pause, slide, or fly. Keep pushing away, hugging the arm bones in, creating a nice strong foundation. Your inhale grounds you and elevates you at the same time. Right leg back and up. And this time, exhale, the knee comes in. And with as much ease and grace as you can, step your right foot up. We'll move a few times forward and back to warm up the hip joint. As you move back, maybe the right toes float up, but maybe they don't. Maybe the left heel presses down. Maybe it does not. Inhale as you lunge it forward, melting the left hip. Just explore how deep you can go without compromising your breath or the integrity of the pose. Lift up the hips as you exhale and pull your right hip back as you hug the left thigh bone forward. Scissor action in the inner thighs. One more time like that. Inhale, lunge it forward. And exhale, lift the hips up and back. We'll bend the right knee, and if you want to modify, you can lower your left knee for crescent lunge. Reach with your arms up. Make sure your right knee is over your ankle. Scissor action in the inner thighs. And then your gaze drifts up as long as the biceps stay by your ears. Nice and long in the back of your neck. On an inhale, come halfway down. Hover the belly over your right thigh. Set your gaze somewhere a few inches above your mat. Sweep with your arms back. Push off the back foot to find warrior three. Give yourself a few times of hopping that left foot up to find your stability in the right foot. Right inner foot grounds and hugs the outer right hip back. Left leg straight and strong. Put a little bend in the right knee. Step the left foot back with as much ease and grace as you can and find a twist. Reach with your right arm up, left hand to the inside of your right foot. Back leg is nice and strong. We're going to take the right hand down and counter the pose. The left arm will lift. Stay on the ball of your back foot the best you can. Shifting your gaze up to that left hand will definitely challenge your balance. Lower the hands to frame your right foot and lower the left knee. Sit back for a half split pose. If you have a full split, take full split here. Pull right heel and left knee towards the center simultaneously. Breathing in to the back of the right leg while we strengthen the front of the right leg. On an inhale, hands by your right foot. If you can, lift the left knee. If not, just rebend your right knee and then lift up. But see if you can lift the left knee, pull the belly in, and sweep with the right leg all the way back and up. Walk your hands back to the left foot. Standing split pose or handstand hops for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to inhale, soften the left knee, bring the right knee in, right foot next to your left foot, chair pose. Knees bend, toes lift, sweep with the arms up. Big breath in. Exhale, sink a little deeper and check in with your pose. Look down at the front of the knees. Make sure you can see your toes. If not, just move your hips back. On an inhale, reach through the fingers. On an exhale, we're going to open up the arms in eagle wrap. So your right elbow goes under the left. You'll grab the wrist, the thumb, or hands in prayer. You'll press your left toes down. Lift up standing. Lift your right knee. Cross with the right knee over your left knee. Use your right toes to help you balance, or hook the right foot behind your left. Steady your gaze. Bend the knee a little deeper if you can. Lift your elbows a little more if you can. Conscious breathing. Laser beam focus. All of that is going to help you maintain balance in these standing poses. On an inhale, we're going to lift up the right knee, sweep up with the arms, send the right leg back for warrior 3 pose. Arms forward, right leg back. Slowly lowering the hands back down and then walking it back out to a 3-legged dog. And then stepping the right foot all the way back through, pivoting to the left, bending the left knee for runner's stretch. Left toes face the back left corner of your mat. Right toes face the sky. Hands to your heart or hands straight out in front of you. Half bind. Full bind. Stretching the back of the right leg, keeping the right leg nice and strong. On your next inhale, we'll lift up and over to the other side. Lifting up the toes of the left foot, firming up the left thigh. Seat down, heel down, or heel on a block, or lift yourself up until the heel comes back down to the mat. So many options. Let's start to meet back in a wide leg fold. Stretch with your fingertips forward and move your hips back over your heels. Take a look at your toes. Make sure all 10 toes are on the same line. Take a full breath in, lift the belly. Quality exhale, let it go. Keep your left fingertips tented. Keep your thighs firm and sweep your right arm to the right and up. Take a full breath in. And on an exhale, thread the needle through the hole. Grab your left foot, ankle, or leg, whatever you can reach. If you want a little more, feel free to explore your options with that left arm. You can bring it on your back for a half bind. You can bring it up to the sky. Or you can thread the arm and dive your head through to the right. One more deep breath in, feeling your full expression. And then we'll slowly unwind, hands under the shoulders, bend your knees right and left a few times. And then we'll go to the other side. Tent all 10. Keep your right tented and sweep the left arm up. Breathe in as much as you can. And on the exhale, thread it through. Grab a hold of your right foot or ankle. And then whatever you did with the other, on the other side, try to mirror it over here. Take the right arm up, bind, or thread it through. Go ahead and release. Bend your knees left and right a few times. And then we'll bring it all the way around to the right. Step it back, high plank pose. Take a deep breath in here. Lift the low belly, firm up the thighs, wrap the arms in. Pivot your heels to the right and float your left arm up for side plank. Stay there, lower your right knee to modify, or make it a little more challenging by stacking your left foot on top of the right. See if you can shift your gaze up or down or somewhere in between. Circle your left arm around. Bring your left hand to the mat. Find your way back into high plank. And then pivot your heels to the left. And whatever you did on the other side, if you modified or you made it a little more challenging. Find the pose that best serves you today. High plank pose. Deep breath in. And on an exhale, low push up. Inhale, scoop it through. Lifted cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog or child pose for 5 breaths. If you want to make your pose more active, feel free to do a couple jump switches or frog hops. And breathing into the entire lung region, so feeling your ribs from the front, side, and back being breathed. Feeling the contraction as you exhale. On your next inhale, sweep your left leg back and up. Exhale, round and curl, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg lifts, bend the knee and open up the hip, looking under your right armpit. Look at that right foot, make sure it didn't sickle in or out, and then roll around your left ankle and reverse it. Inhale, lift the heel and straighten out the left leg. And exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Hover, hold, slide, or fly. Just to empty, 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 empty. Inhale, the left leg lifts. And exhale, left knee to the right elbow. Hover, hold, slide, or fly. Inhale, left leg lifts. And exhale, step the left foot all the way up between your hands. And then we'll move forward and back a few times, massaging the outer left hip and the front of your right inner thigh, thigh bone, hip flexors. Move and explore. Just like before, if the front toes lift, the back heel drops. If the left toes are down, the right heel lifts. Just one more deep breath here. We'll bend the left knee. If you modified on the other side, modify here your crescent lunge, sweeping with the arms all the way up. Scissor hug the inner thigh, so feel the left thigh hugging back and the right thigh bone firming up and forward. Lift up your gaze, keep your biceps by your ears. On an inhale, come halfway, hovering your belly above your left thigh. Find something to rest your gaze on. Lean forward, find warrior 3. Left big toe grounds and shaves the outer left hip back. Right toes pointed or flexed, it's up to you. Put a little bend in the left knee. Step with your right foot back, sweep with the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down, frame your left foot, right hand down, left arm lifts, lunge twist. Feel the scissor hugging of your inner thighs and navel to spine. Keep that back leg nice and strong. And then we'll lower the left hand and counter the pose. Reach with the right arm up. Stay on the ball of your back foot. Sometimes you have to check in. And we'll lower the right hand, frame your left foot, lower the right knee, half or full split. Track your left heel and right knee towards the midline. These isometric moves will help you feel in the body where you're supposed to feel it. The back of the left leg, the front of the right hip. Pick up your back toes and we're gonna lift off the knee. Pull the belly in, slide the left foot, back and up, and then walk with your hands back to meet your right foot. 5 breaths in standing split. Maybe use one hand or 2 hands on the ankle, or maybe go back up to hops for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, your hands come down. You soften both knees. Step your left foot next to your right. Lift all 10 toes, bend the knees, and find chair pose. Reach with the arms up. Check in, make sure you can see your toes in front of your knees. Press the knees, hug your hips, pull your belly back. Inhale, reach up. On an exhale, circle the arms around, eagle wrap, left elbow under the right this time. Inhale, push through the left foot, lift your right leg up. Lower the right foot, push through the foot, lift up your left foot. Cross your left knee over the right. Lift the elbows, squeeze the thighs. Steady your gaze and breathe. Doing great. One more breath. Guide your knees to the left a little and your elbows to the right, just to keep your hip bones facing forward. Inhale, lift up with the left knee. Sweep up with your arms. And then very slowly back, warrior 3. Reaching with the arms forward and your left leg back. And then slowly lowering your hands, standing split for a pause. And then walking it back out, 3-legged dog. And then stepping the left foot forward, pivoting to the right. Make sure all 10 toes are on the same line. On an inhale, halfway lift, hands to hips, and rise all the way up to standing. Take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, press your palms together. Take a deep breath in as you lift your gaze up. On an exhale, pull your belly back, move your hips back, and your heart forward. Come halfway down and pause. Imagine a beach ball between your inner thighs. Start to squeeze it here. Keep the palms pressing, keep the squeezing of the legs, and slowly fold all the way over. Let the arms ride off your back. Bring your gaze between the legs or up towards your pubic bone. Keep the pressing of your palms. We're going to press the palms together and pull ourselves back up. Squeeze the beach ball, press the hands, pull the belly in, halfway pause. Pull the shoulders back, use your hands to lift you all the way up. Take your hands to your knees as you move your toes out and stack your knees right above your ankles. And we'll inhale and exhale. Bring the right shoulder in. Use your right hand to push the right knee out. Keep the knees even. And look over your left shoulder. Inhale back through center and exhale to the other side. 2 more times. Inhale through center. Don't change the shape of your legs. Exhale, arch the spine. Look over left shoulder. Inhale, pull it in. And exhale, find the twist. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale, look over left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, last time, look over right shoulder. Inhale, center. Reach your arms up. Sit your hips a little lower. Maybe lift your heels. Holding for 5. 4, energize your fingers. Feel the side body getting longer. Feel your hips getting heavier. 3, 2, I know I don't know how to count. Lower your heels. Send your hips back, and with a flat back, come halfway down. Imagine someone's pulling your hands forward and someone else is pulling your hips back. Move your knees apart and lift up through the inner arches. Inhale, open up the arms. Take your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Turn your toes back forward and exhale, fold. This time, flip your palms away from you and see if there's a little more space in your shoulders. Breathe through those areas of tension so we can release it. Bring your hands to your hips. Slide your hands down to your face. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bend your knees left and right a few times. bring it back around to a left side lunge. Step it back, high plank pose. Take a deep breath in. Move your heels to the left and lift your right arm up. Stay there, or this time take your right foot behind your left leg and find your dancer's bridge. Bring the right hand back, right foot back, side plank, your way to a high plank, and then to the other side. Side plank, stay, or dancer's bridge. Side plank to high plank. Deep breath in, shifting the weight over your wrists. Exhale, low push up. Magnetize your hands to your feet. Inhale, pull your heart forward up. Lifted cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take one more deep breath in together. Open up your mouth and say, ah. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Bring your right knee to your right wrist for pigeon pose. Stretch with your left foot back, aligned with your outer left hip. Bring your elbows forward and down. Can stay here and make a little pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead or one side of your face, doesn't matter. Can open up your arms wide like a T. You can stretch your fingertips over to the left. Just listening to your body. Just a few more. You're doing great. Although I love doing my yoga YouTube videos with my amazing husband who does these for me, I do miss you all at the Yoga Connection very much. If you're ready, we're going to come up. If you're not, hit the pause button, because this is a great pose to linger in a little longer, and we seem to have a little more time on our hands these days. But when you're ready, lift up, push in with your right hand, reach back with your left hand. See if you can grab that left foot or ankle. Now, if, and probably it did, that left hip open up, totally normal. Try to use that right hand to lift the right hip up to spiral your left thigh back down. And then maybe that left hip will melt down towards the earth. Try not to dump weight into the wrist. Try to push with your fingertips away, strengthening the arm bone. Any other version of this pose that you have, feel free to take it. You have one more breath. Staying connected to the hugging in, scissor action of the thighs. We're going to slowly release, taking the left leg around to the front, crossing the right foot over the left knee, and hugging in with the right knee. If you want to bring your elbow to the outside of the knee, you can do that. Sit up nice and tall. And exhale, twist, look over the right shoulder. Inhale, bring your gaze back around center. Take your right foot in, just sit up nice and tall. And then bring your left foot in, cross at the ankles, roll yourself over, jump step or float it back through a vinyasa, or just meet back in downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. On your next inhale, left leg lifts. Pigeon on the other side. Left knee, left wrist. Right toes line up with the outer right hip. Find your breath. Close your eyes or fix your gaze. Mula Bandha at the beginning of the inhale. Uddiyana Bandha at the beginning of the exhale. Stay longer or lift up, reach back for your right foot or ankle. Remember to stay on top of the right thigh. The more you move your left hand back, the more intense the pose becomes. So if coming out here, even on the elbow, is more comfortable, just honor where you're at. Keep tractioning the hips towards each other. Lifting up and out of that left hip joint. Release. I don't know what kind of smile that was, but release the right foot. Swing it around to the front. Kick the right foot out. And then cross your left foot over the right. Bring your right arm to give it a hug. Left hand behind you. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bring it around to center. Bring your left foot in. Sit up tall. Stretch both legs out. Take a deep breath in. Reach your arms out and up. And on an exhale, forward fold. On an inhale, come back up and bring the soles of your feet together. Let your feet open up like a book. You can bring your heels really close to your pubic bone, or you can move your feet out a little further. You can use your elbows to push your knees down, or you can slide your hands underneath your ankles. And we're only going to stay here for about 3 breaths, unless you hit the pause button and stay longer. The beginning of the inhale, feel your belly move to your spine. Just like your angry cat, try to round the spine, stretching all the way up across the shoulder blades. On your next inhale, we'll slowly lift up. Take the hands back behind us and rock the knees left and right a few times. Another great way to warm up the hips and the low back. Keep your knees to the left and see if you can lower to your elbows. If that right knee came up, don't worry about it, but try to get it down. try to get the right knee aligned with the front of your right hip. If that's not possible, don't force it. Be mindful of the right foot, and then lift back up and to the other side. And if coming to the elbows is an option, come to the elbows. And lift back up. Bring your feet parallel, take your hands behind your legs, and roll yourself all the way down, giving yourself a big hug. Rocking it side to side, pointing and flexing your feet, and preparing yourself for bridge pose. So let's take one inhale, lifting up the head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, belly down, head down. Relax your hands by your side. Place your feet down, hip bone distance apart. Take a breath in, belly into spine, spine imprints into mat. On an exhale, peel your spine off the mat, one vertebra at a time. Chin off your chest, palms down, or option to interlace your fingers. Rocking side to side to tuck your arm bones under the body. Another option would be to reach your arms up and over your head. Notice if you're squeezing your glutes, try to root down and in with your feet. Squeeze the knees and inner thighs. Your final option is full wheel, bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, grounding into your feet, inhaling as you lift all the way up. Holding it here, or on an inhale, lifting your right leg all the way up. Lowering the right leg and lifting the left leg. Lowering the left, and one more breath. Lowering all the way down on an inhale. Lifting your arms and legs up on an exhale. Rolling around your wrists and ankles, or just observing the sensation until it fades. Happy baby pose. Hands to the inner arches of your feet. Knees hug the rib cage. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Root your tailbone towards the top of your mat. Shoulders away from your ears, plugged in to the spine. Stay here or try to straighten your right leg. If you straighten the right leg, bend it and then straighten your left leg. Continue one at a time or both at the same time. One more deep breath in. We're going to lift up with the legs straight to the sky. Cross your right knee over your left. Relax your hands for a pause. And then open your arms wide like a T. Place your left foot down and scoot your hips to the right. And slowly drop the knees to the left. If it's too much of a twist, uncross your knees. If you want more, double hook, right foot behind the left leg. Let the weight of your knees weigh heavy towards the mat, and let the weight of your right shoulder weigh heavy towards the other side of the mat. like to hold my twist for at least 30 seconds. On your next inhale, bring it up. Center your hips, uncross your legs, lift up arms and legs. And then cross your left over right. Breathe, pause. And then open the arms wide like a T. Place your right foot down. Scoot your hips to the left. And drop the knees over to the right. Looking over your left shoulder. Trying to release tension. Relaxing the face and jaw. Focusing on your breath. Focus on letting go on the exhale. Inhale, bring the gaze center. Lift the knees back up. Center your hips. Uncross the legs. And lift your legs back up. Lift your arms back up. Roll around the wrists and ankles. Wiggle your fingers and toes unless you need the support of your hands. That's totally cool too. Bring the soles of your feet together and the arms comfortably away from the body. Lower your feet down between the legs and let gravity pull the knees apart. Try to anchor your sacrum and tailbone. Relax your face, your jaw. Create a little space between your lips as you start to move in to your final pose. We're going to bring the knees together and separate the feet. So back where we started. Staying here for your final pose if you have tension in your low back, or bringing your feet a little closer and stretching the legs out to each corners of your mat. Letting your feet flop open like a book. Shoulders away from your ears. Everything's starting to feel heavy, melting into the mat. Tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Remind yourself of your intention and how you can live that intention today. Thank you for taking the time to join me, but also to connect with self, to connect with your breath and your overall health. Namaste Yoga Connection.